Hi, everybody.
Hello. We are going live right now.
Yeah, you can hear Josh laughing
I
7
need to
seconds
turn
ago.
the headphones down.
We've got connection. You could hear it.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
We did
There
it.
we go.
We did
There
it.
we go.
We got it in there.
We got wait. That's wrong on so many levels.
So many levels.
Yeah, you ever just see that spot? You know, you say to your buddy, "You'll never get it in there."
So many levels. All right, guys. So welcome to another invigorating, somewhat mystifying, and totally confusing episode of What Are You Drinking Now here at the office.
I think that's the best description I've ever heard about the show.
This wine smells like feet. Wait, no, that's
You
my
don't even
shoes.
have the wine open yet, do you?
I probably should just put,
I
Probably
think
should
that.
stop scratching.
Yeah.
put my foot shoes
I
back
think
on.
that's just your feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those that aren't in the room, Matt, Nick has been
Matt Irish
steadily
goodbye us
struggling
about
his,
6 minutes ago.
No, I understand getting me mixed up with Matt, but
Well,
Nick and Matt.
actually, Matt's still here. He's got his headphones on. I think he's
One of the customers
rehearsing the new
recently thanked
contract.
me for being clean shaven, and it was like I could feel my let's see, how do I apply the correct derogatory statement towards my stash?
I don't think you can.
Let's just say it's
Because
been
he
about
did-
as full. It's been this full for 21 years, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to grow gray before it grows in.
because that's a derogatory stash in and of itself.
Yeah.
It just won't cooperate with
It's
you.
just, it doesn't cooperate with anything.
I
But then a
think,
customer asked me, like,
honestly,
hey, it looks really nice all clean shaven. And I was like, I don't know.
I don't think you know who I am.
At this point, dude, I think it's just like your best bet for facial hair is just to look like John Waters.
So I'm noticing Dad is checking us out.
I have
Dad,
eyebrows.
Dad keeps logging in over and over again. Dad, if you're getting a bad connection again, let me know.
We'll call.
I don't think it's on our end because I reset everything, but
I know a guy who works ATMC. We can send him right over.
we won't be sending me because we discovered in the pre-show setup that Rob knows next to
ping
nothing.
McKeith and tell him to head on over to Bob's.
But yeah, Dad keeps logging in and logging out.
I think Rob is still stuck in the VHS era.
It could be us.
Yeah, he wants you to rewind the tape when you finish.
Yeah.
Yes, please rewind. Be kind, rewind. So tonight, as a palate cleanser. Oh, Dad says connection is good. All right, so tonight as a palate cleanser, I'm drinking the Wild Side Winchester.
Nice to see you, Bob.
Ciderworks. Winchester's a newer cidery to us. We've had it for about a couple weeks. They've got three. We got 4 or 5 of them now.
Yeah.
From them. And they're fairly nice. What you got over there, Nick? Oh,
Sound effects for you, Bob.
drink. Is that the? Yeah, that's the Star Wars one.
Single action blaster, Czech Pilsner. I think we had this on the show a little bit ago. I'm just going with it as a nice palate cleanser tonight. I was drinking like an IPA earlier, and you know the IPAs are fun, but sometimes you just got to get out and try some other stuff. So for the hopheads, Kolsch's, Pilsners, these are good choices.
Excellent.
I am also doing a Winchester cider this evening. I am
Malice.
doing the Malice, which honestly, it's a really cool label. It's a knife stabbed through an apple. The artwork from these guys is pretty cool, and the cider actually holds its own.
Yeah.
I've been really impressed with everything from these guys. That's about all I can say about it.
So we're gonna start beer or we're gonna start wine tonight. I know I have a white, but I think my white will hold up to almost any of the beers other than Big Dark.
I'm
Wait a
gonna-
minute. I see something sticking out of that bucket, and it better not be one of those damn seltzers again.
This thing?
No, the one sticking out.
This one?
The seltzers
Yeah.
came in a can, Rob.
Seltzers don't come in bottles,
Okay,
bro.
all right.
I'm going to say that mine might be the safest bet for first off.
Okay.
I almost did one of these with my dinner. My dinner's tonight.
Nick's dinner consisted of
Dinner.
It was pretty cool.
Wow.
My phone's trying
like
to
a
tell you
strobe
something.
effect.
Or me something. One of the two. Don't worry, Rob. It's not the Cubs score.
They're not playing that, are
That's
they?
right.
In case you can't hear your phone go off, that way if you're looking at it, you go slightly blind and like, oh, somebody texted me.
Or somebody else goes slightly blind.
Oh, man, somebody in the room's having an epileptic fit. I got a text message.
All right, so what you got there, Josh?
So what we're doing tonight for me is 26 Acres Brewing out of Concord. I think we reviewed some stuff by them on the podcast before.
Did we do the 4 left turns from them?
Somebody drank one.
We either tasted it or somebody had one.
Okay.
But these guys are really cool. NASCAR themed brewery because I mean that's kind of where Lowe's Motor Speedway is.
Yeah, they're like right there.
This is the Dashboard Hula Girl, which I love the name of this beer because everyone, well, I'm sure like anyone over a certain age remembers Hula Girls on the dashboard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but when was the last time they let them inside a NASCAR car?
I don't know.
I would love to just see
I would rather know, like, I'm probably Richard Petty's the answer to this.
I would love to see inside a car and just like a modern car and just see one.
I feel like the answer is either Swervin' Irvin or Richard Petty.
This is a tropical wheat ale brewed with pineapple and coconut. I have had this before, but so I'm not going to talk too much.
Oh,
are we keeping you awake, Josh?
Well, no, it's like
I told you
I was
the Cubs
trying
game
not-
is not on.
No, I was trying not to burp, and that turned into a yawn, and that was one of the weirdest sensations I've felt.
I was okay without his explanation.
What is this trying to burp thing?
Don't talk about burps. You just do them.
I was trying to like keep talking, but then the burp turned into a yawn, and that was a really weird kind of yerp thing.
Isn't that a tent that you live in?
No, that's a yurt. Maybe it's more of a yarp.
All right, so as Josh was saying, this is the Dashboard Hula Girl from 26 acres.
Yeah, right back at you. Sorry, tell me the Cubs score again.
5.4% ABV, 16-ounce pint can, and $4.75.
This guy.
We're actually just practicing sound effects for our voice acting career.
Yeah, we all
We've
got
all been
inspired
Which
by our coworker.
we're inspired by Matt, but he's the only one that's successful at it.
I want to grab prestigious contracts from
Speaking of, we're going to hear him count change here in just a
adult-oriented
second.
websites. I feel like there's several adult-oriented products that my voice is perfect
No, Ernie's on.
for selling.
Ernie, you might be able to answer the question. Who's the last
Cheers,
NASCAR
Ern.
driver to have a Hula Girl on their dashboard? He's not. It's just going to take a few
Speedy.
Do we actually know
Speedy
the answer to this
McQueen.
question, or are we just like just asking?
Just asking, see if anybody can find out if there's any truth.
I just want to
It's
hear
like the
all
weirdest, it's the
obscure
weirdest
drivers
level
that
of
people
trivia.
like.
It's like reverse trivia. We don't know the answer. We need you.
We
to
don't
tell
even know
us.
if there's really an answer.
Yeah, that's,
You take the time to go figure it out.
that's the best one. If there isn't an answer, bam, you win a prize. Don't know what the prize is, but there is one.
I'm getting on the nose on this. I get some guava. Definitely tropical fruit notes there.
It kind of smells like pineapple juice in Malibu.
It was created in 1950s. The influx of American soldiers into Hawaii.
The Hula Girl. I was like, this beer wasn't created then.
I'm
I don't think the
sorry,
brewery was there.
We'll see. We'll see if I'm just gonna add NASCAR to the search there, and we'll see if anything comes up.
NASCAR Hula Girl.
Apparently, somebody already checked this out. I'll find the answer for you guys.
Well, I think. Well, let's see. Oh, Ernie found an answer. He says Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart, totally. Yeah, we forgot. It's even newer. It's totally a guy like we're talking about. Yeah. Isn't he trying to race Indy now?
No, that's
Some other old guy.
yeah, from Hendricks Motorsports team. He just retired last year.
I don't know.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
You get a free Hula Girl from Summit Racing if you with orders over $99.
Oh, sweet. What do they sell?
Summit Racing is auto parts. They're like
Oh, nope. I don't need
they're
that.
like when you watch like Engine Power or any of the rebuilding shows, like the garage tech shows that Bill and I watch. All those they're advertising like Summit Racing parts.
Ernie says back when Tony Stewart drove the Home Depot car, he had a.
Oh, yeah.
They
All
outlawed
right.
they outlawed them after he ran somebody over.
Oh, my God.
Who was the guy that ran into the back of the jet dryer during that one race during a caution?
Oh God.
He flat out, boom, straight in the back of it. I don't think that was Stewart or Jimmy Johnson. I think it was another guy that quickly got out of NASCAR.
I'm pretty sure he just made this up. Like I think Ernie just made that up.
I don't think he did. I really don't think he did.
Oh, I don't know why I moved that because that's probably a bad thing. I need to check on that. Yeah, we're still good.
Apparently, Tony Stewart in 2002 in the Atlanta win, which is like what? It's the I forget what. He had a hula dancer. Rode for good luck. Wow. Wow.
Ernie with the answer.
Wow.
Ernie, your next beer's on me when you come in.
Of course, now you could get a Tony Stewart bobblehead to put on your dash.
But Kit will have a hula skirt on it.
Can we have a Tony Stewart bobblehead holding a bobbling hula girl?
Driving
Or is that
the
too
Home
meta?
Depot car with a little hula girl on the dash.
Oh, and the guy who ran into the back of the air dryer was Juan Pablo Montoya.
Oh, Montoya.
He hit the
Yeah.
dryer during caution.
Oh, my goodness.
Caused all sorts of havoc there. All right, so let's get on. We've been avoiding rating this or talking about this beer.
This beer like, I'm going to quote Fish, another one of our regulars that comes to the shop. This tastes like pineapple upside down cake.
It does. It has a very like tropical cake taste. It's kind of like a Belgian beer to me. It's reminding me definitely of like a Belgian.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
The yeast.
Yeah, that kind of. Kind of that little. Whatever. You could drive next time, Nick.
Sad trombone.
And park.
Sad trombone.
I would push the button, but I don't know which one it is.
Man, it's a burpee beer, though. I'll tell you that.
No one ever argues with applause.
I don't. know
Should we try more beer?
Well, we're trying this beer right now.
Yeah, we have to get through this one first.
It's so.
It's kind of sweet yet refreshing and just downright tropical.
Makes
Pineapple
me,
upside down cake, huh?
I can kind of see it, but yeah, I agree with your assessment though. It kind of tastes a little like Belgian with little tropical notes to it.
On the finish, it's a lot of, like, coconut milk. Like, legit just...
I was kind of getting that coconut, and I started thinking about other desserts that involve pineapple and
I
coconut.
got the coconut there.
But
it's like
I don't know. What
coconut
else
milk,
did you
not
get there? Because it sounded kind of heavy.
Were there some chunks with that one, too? Hey, I'm glad you guys are tuned in to listen to us burp for an hour. Occasionally we talk, too.
Subscribership is amazingly actually on a slow incline.
Oh, I thought you were going to say amazingly at an all-time low.
Viewership, on the other hand, is sinking fast.
Sinking real fast. We peaked at 6 tonight.
Oh, man. No, I mean, this is actually a really solid beer. I like it. It's cool.
Oh, this is the real one. This is I don't get to go off on the what the hell are you doing?
Sure you don't want to do your wine before that one?
Classica.
No, we're good.
Josh and I, we discussed this earlier. It's not Classica. It's Classica.
Classica.
Mas Agave Classica. This is barrel-aged Imperial Goza style brewed with agave and sea salt. aged in tequila barrels with added grapefruit. We usually try one of these right around this time of year.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, though. The original is the lime, is it not?
The original has lime in it. So the original is like margarita style. This is like grapefruit margarita.
Yeah. Which this just came out for the first time last year or the year before.
One of those two.
But I believe it's still just as good. I haven't seen the lime solicited. Nick?
What is that?
It's something.
Never seen one of these before.
Oh, God.
And we don't need it for the wine tonight, so.
So I'm going to go ahead and give that last beer a 5 out of 5 on the belch scale.
Yeah, it's a very Belgian beer.
Like everyone.
You said it was Belgian. I'm saying it's Belgian.
Belgian beers.
That's a terrible joke.
You boys drinking beers? Belching beers.
That was almost a burp.
I know. It was like got stuck right here, and I didn't want to force it.
That is golden.
There it goes.
Oh, that is golden.
Jose.
The color is quite impressive.
Is that Jose from the?
Is that
Warren
Jose
crew?
Gonzalez?
Yeah. Looks like it.
Yeah.
What's up, Jose?
What are you drinking now, Jose?
Or actually, I guess I say, what's up, Cub Scout?
What's
Because he loves it when Matt asks that.
he wants to rip the corners off Matt's fire patch so bad.
And he's like, "Yep." Although I think he was talking about us recognizing who it was. I don't think with the time delay that it's got to what he wants to do.
Yeah, he's hearing that right now.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so this is definitely. He's eating ice cream. Okay, so this is definitely.
Keep eating
not
so you
the
don't end
seltzer.
up drinking it. That's right.
Not the seltzer. I appreciate that. Did you go over the ABV on this?
I did not. I do, however, think that ice cream
What is it,
is
9.7?
right
9.7.
next to cookies in terms of my favorite foods that go with beer. A lot of people are like pizza, hamburger, hot dog with beer kind of guys. I like cookies.
Oh, I thought you were
And
going to say
ice
you
cream
like beer
with
with beer.
beer.
I was like, okay.
I actually...
But that would be why you had your dinner tonight.
You saw
I
my
actually
dinner, yeah.
really like spicy pork skins with beer.
Oh yeah, a fresh bag of
Adios,
pork.
Matt.
Bye, faceless producer guy. He actually has no face. He was born without one.
Oh, I thought it was because Jose ripped it off.
Wow.
Let's drink some beer
Yeah.
or some goza.
It is beer.
Technically recognized as beer.
So
Sort
one
of.
thing about this one, even the lime version, the nose on this is kind of
It smells like tequila.
yeah.
It's a combination of
tequila
smells,
and,
yeah.
and almost like not cream, but
Like-
lactose.
I get
It
like
smells like tequila and agave.
I get a
Okay.
beer smell, but definitely the tequila barrel, the agave, that soft sugar, definitely.
Jose says, "Peace out, Cub Scout."
That's good stuff.
That's
I don't want to explain that joke. I feel like
No,
the only way
yeah.
to know that joke is to come in and meet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to be here for
Yeah.
it.
You gotta meet
yeah,
Matt.
That's a good joke, though.
All right, so the nose on this is like 50 steps higher than that silly seltzer they made.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, it's got that barrel-aged quality, and I think that's part of what we're talking about on the nose right away. I catch booziness. Did you say 9?
9.7.
Yeah.
There's definitely booziness on the palate.
No, I mean, this beer does not hide what it is. At all.
Not at all.
The palate's a lot more put together than the smell. The smell can be. This is true with a lot of beers. People say beer smells funny. It does. What it smells like doesn't always equal what it tastes
True.
like.
It does not smell as funny as kimchi.
Tell you what,
Or about 20 minutes after you eat kimchi.
I will.
Don't ever be around Josh when he's eating kimchi.
I don't know what they're talking about.
I would like to bet a man to go on a first date to a Korean restaurant and see if they can get a second date.
What a coincidence.
It wasn't me, it was the kimchi.
What a coincidence. I actually have one of those lined up 2 days from now.
You have a date at a Korean. You have a first date at a Korean restaurant.
Hey, let's not discuss that. You never know who may be watching, and we don't want to ruin things for Mr. Josh.
Oh no, we know it is at a Korean restaurant.
And we also don't need to give like all of our lovely customers good fodder to come into the shop.
Of course. Hey, what day is that on? How many Korean restaurants do we have around here?
I know exactly where it's at. But I ain't telling.
Boy, Josh, this place is full tonight. It's like we have a spectators.
Why is everybody waving at you?
Oh man. But if you can last through kimchi, you can last through anything, right?
It's a sign of endurance, right? Isn't that actually what it's about? Eating hot peppers and hot foods is about endurance.
And generally anything soaked in fish sauce for months.
So that it rots.
Buried in the ground. Back
to the beer. This beer's really good.
It is really good. I do like it. It does have the booziness on the palate. But, occasionally you just want it, need it.
Yeah.
In the beer.
It's a goes. I mean, it's got every feature of goes. It's got the salt. It's got that citrus. It's got that sour funk.
Yep.
And even the texture before you get down to that barrel essence. The barrel essence really does soften this up on the palate. I don't know. Tequila barrels aren't known to be like wine barrels or like whiskey barrels, but they have their nature. They have their very special creaminess of that agave. There's just a flavor.
And that's definitely what's coming through.
Yeah. I mean, this you say it doesn't taste like this. Reminds me of margaritas, just a little different type. Like when you get into the grapefruit.
Sure. But grapefruit versus lime, like Josh mentioned earlier, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. The grapefruit yields like an interesting level of tartness to it. Like the lime gives you like a tart and sweet, but grapefruit.
Gene Morgan, good evening.
Oh yeah, Gene.
Mean Gene.
I think Gene is our fan of the band, man. Not the band, but he's our music fan.
We have a band?
No.
Why aren't they playing for us on intro?
This band would be a little difficult to license for our intro song.
Oh, okay. I mean, I would wear a jacket and boxer shorts if we had a night shit like the nighttime hosts do.
Hey, if the women in whiskey don't get you.
Wow.
Hey, name the band. I'm pretty sure they sing Howlin' Moon. The Spanish Moon. It's a really good song. Anyways,
is it the band?
No.
Okay.
I always thought it was kind of pompous to name your band The Band.
You said, who's watching Gene Roddenberry? Awesome.
Oh my.
So the band is watching Gene Roddenberry?
They probably did, actually. Do you know who Gene Roddenberry is? I know Rob does.
No, I don't.
Who in modern American history doesn't know Gene Roddenberry?
Rob has seen that name 1,000 times.
Gene says something about little feet.
Yes, Gene.
Oh my God, it's that Gene.
Yes. Yes. Oh, the dancing tomato. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Josh is over here waiting for Columbus.
Okay, so Gene, well, Josh was trying to figure out what you were, who you are, which he finally did.
I know multiple Genes.
Don't worry.
What are you drinking now?
Gene knows who Josh is. Forgetful SOB.
No, it is also harkens back to bartender memory. I know first names, last names.
I'm also stoked. I reset up the studio and I can finally put those posters up somewhere. It's pretty exciting.
Dude, those posters are pretty dope.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen them.
That's because I hid them from you.
Exactly. As he should have.
Other cool stuff. I drank my beer.
Did you drink your I drank my beer.
It's all good.
All right. Wow, Rob went there. Oh, we were just talking about this earlier, weren't we?
Yes.
Is this what I
Don't
believe?
push it towards me. I don't even have the bottle yet.
Is this a South African Sauvignon Blanc?
Yes.
Go long.
Go long.
You want us to pop the top?
I mean, I can take care of it, or you can. You're not going to need that.
I'll play with this and you play with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't pull a will.
Don't pull a Will. Oh, that's funny.
All right.
We miss you, Will. Sort of.
So tonight we are going.
We do, though.
We do.
He would like that. That's sort of, he would take that joke.
What was the price on this?
It's a wash.
That's a great. It's 15.
I
16.
sold one earlier, yeah.
16?
pretty sure-
16?
Yeah. So Stellenbosch Vineyards. This is the Sauvignon Blanc. These guys are from South Africa.
South Africa.
Yes. Their whole line is fairly tasty.
Are you just doing a tribute to Elon Musk
And
here?
these are also the entry level for their winery. They have their Chenin Blanc at like the second level up is amazing.
You know what really? What I find really embarrassing about my existence is that for the longest time I was convinced that Elon Musk was Ukrainian.
Yeah, you should be embarrassed.
Well,
I really don't know where I got that.
I
one
can't
from.
remember all of it, but there is sort of a multinational story to his
That was
past. I know he's like
It's Canadian.
South
and-
African, but-
It's Canada and
Canada.
South Africa.
What part of Arcadia is Canada?
Canada.
That's for you, Redbeard.
I'm not trying to get another slap from.
Why is it all we have to do is bring up Canada? We got to mention Bruce. The guy hasn't. He
because that's
hasn't
kinda
lived
how
there
we
since
have
he
to
was
do
like.
Chances
or
are his
something.
wife's gonna watch this at some point in time, then she's gonna go back and laugh at him, and then he's gonna come up here and he's going to say like, "Gee, thanks, guys." My Canadian accent is very off.
He'll be like, "Oh, you know, geez, guys, you're really a bunch of hosers there."
That sounds a lot more like a Youper
Hey.
than a Canadian.
That was definitely a Moss Agave belch there. That was creamy.
That's,
Well,
that's a Youper thing more so than
Yeah, that
Canada.
was kind of Great Lakey. He's more of a maritime.
No, I thought the quintessential Canadian accent was like, oh, sorry.
So, sorry there.
Sorry,
Do you know
buddy.
like 50 ways Canadians say sorry and none of them is apologizing?
Sorry.
So sorry. Bruce never says
Take
sorry.
off, eh?
Somebody give us a
Jose.
takeoff.
Take off, eh?
Hey, yo, hoser.
All right, so right off the bat on the
Wow.
nose on this. So classic South African. It's kind of like the cross between New Zealand and France. It's got minerality in there on the nose, plus a little bit of grapefruit. Not a big.
That
New
is
Zealand grapefruit.
quite literally how I was describing it to somebody the other day, and I think it's the best way because you get the minerality and like a little bit of grapefruit, but that's
Yeah.
Something else I'm getting I can't quite pinpoint. And it might be honey,
On the
which we've noticed that in other South African white wines is that honey
on the
tends to
nose.
be part of the and in the palate. Yeah.
So for me on the palate, one of the things that jumps out to me right away is
is it
petrol.
petrol. Okay.
yeah.
Which sometimes when it's overdone, when that petrol gets overdone, it turns into grapefruit.
Yeah.
At least on the palate. So that's
But this does have that one, and we don't mean petrol in a bad way.
Like,
No,
I guess I got to drink more motor oil or whatever.
well, I mean, it's definitely. I mean,
It's not like to the level of kerosene.
no, but I mean, you definitely get it's a
So like the way just like old gas just kind of has slight fumes coming off of it.
yeah. It's almost texture wise in the mouth, and then when it goes into the esters,
It
just,
does not have the same mouthfeel
No,
as gasoline.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like I'm thinking not older petrol mixed with oil type thing, older gas mixed with oil.
Yeah.
You get that remembrance of that viscosity as you're drinking, or at least I did.
What are you guys drinking now? Seriously. If I catch you guys drinking more stuff out of the toolbox on my truck, we're
Come on,
going to
haven't
talk.
you ever siphoned off of gas out of
Haven't you ever
chainsaw?
got gas in your mouth
Just-
and just really regretted that
Just
decision?
to obtain knowledge on the mouthfeel, honestly.
Yeah, just all you need is an ounce and a half and you're fine. Don't swallow it.
Yeah.
That's the key point. Don't swallow.
Just get a little mouthfeel. It's good.
That took a turn in a way different direction.
That's why I shut up, because I knew the next thing out of my mouth was going to be bad.
Rob's got a bad feeling in his mouth.
Bad.
No bad feeling as well. Huh.
But overall, the wine itself is very pleasing. Do you guys like this or not?
There's things about this that are very keep drawing me back. It's very heady, and we've noticed this with a lot of South African stuff. Is there's a complexity to it. It's got a headiness. It's got you got to get into it a little bit.
There is a deeper, earthy tone to a lot of the wines that I get from South Africa that I really appreciate. Like, even like the delicate whites have an earthy, like mineralistic. I won't say clay, but like they're way darker than clay, just like earthy tones to them that I really truly enjoy. And then when you get into the reds, you got Pinotage with that rich tobacco and all of that, and almost tar-like taste. So like the terroir of South Africa, I love that palette that it like provides.
I'll buy that. I'm definitely
A lot
down
of
with
their
what
wines.
Josh is saying right there. He explained.
I think this is a great wine for the food from South Africa. A lot of seafood and stuff.
Oh, peri peri chicken is really big down there. Nando's is based out of South Africa and then spread to England and all that, which I've never been to a Nando's, but I've like recreated the chicken from Nando's, and apparently it's really good. It's good when I make it. Yeah. But peri peri is a really cool pepper, and it has that same kind of like earthy, spicy, sweet.
I love that Bo's Addiction peri peri. I'm hooked. That's a local sauce you can pick up around
Oh
here.
yeah, no, the peri peri is
good on
really
grits.
good. But I mean, it has that quintessential like South African flavor profile. You know?
Really good with chicken though, that flavor.
Oh yeah.
I think this would probably be good with that.
Yeah, spicy.
I literally put peri peri on my pork stomach tacos earlier.
He had me right up until
Why pork stomach, not pork belly?
Well, because the buche is the upper part of the stomach, and it's like a really thin pork belly. So you get the layer of meat, layer of fat, and the crispy outside. It's like
I'm from Illinois. Pork belly is just another term for bacon. That's what we call bacon
pork
on the
belly
stock
is
market.
chunk bacon. Yeah, and that's all pork belly is. But the buche, like, I'm a big supporter of offal and all of that, and just eating like organ meat. Like most people throw it away. It's good eating.
Meat. He's kind of stretching the bounds of the term meat.
Not really.
Because it sounds better. Jose, why do you go with pork stomach versus pork belly? Because it sounds better.
It's actually guides a lot of Josh's decisions, Jose. You've locked into it. That's
no,
why he's a bassist.
I'm a big fan of liver, kidneys, stuff like that. They're all really good. Heart can get a little weird.
Well, that's actually the real reason. Why'd you eat the pork esophagus? Because the heart was already taken.
Huh.
Somebody already ate the feet.
Well, it's a texture thing.
They were
It's
fresh
got,
out
like-
of sow's ears. Let's see. I could keep doing this, couldn't I? The jowls were taken.
Those are good.
Dude, pork joust.
The
are
hock
good.
was in the greens.
Yeah.
Ham hocks are good. Pig's feet are tasty.
Now you know why the rest of the pig was taken.
Jose says, and it rolls off the tongue. That's straight down the esophagus into the stomach.
When it rolls off of my tongue, it goes straight into the basin.
I am a big fan of like if I were to hunt, which I've never been hunting, I would try to eat everything on the animal.
I know you guys have heard this before, but like I ate tripe pho with Josh, and then attempted to play 2 hours of music. I was supposed to be singing 3 of the songs that
The
night.
nice thing about cows is they have 4 stomachs, right? It's 4, right?
Yeah.
So you get to eat them.
It's 4 different kinds of tripe. They all taste and feel different.
The ones with the little wiggly fingers on it, that's where it got really weird.
Oh, the fuzzy ones, like the little pieces. Yeah, those are great, dude. You cut them up like noodles.
Back bacon if you're Bob and Doug in Canada. That's good back bacon there, eh?
That's a good job. Maybe all of us actually. Well, I know I have a Canadian past because I was born in Northern Illinois, and 200 years before I was born, that was part of Canada.
Northern Illinois 200 years before you were born. Wow, talk about some time travel paradoxes there.
200 years before I was born, that was part of Canada.
Nick is a DC comic character. It makes no sense.
Gotcha. He reminds me of the Elongated Man.
Really, it's 300 years, but you know. 1701 was the Treaty of Paris, and it.
Unlike Plastic Man, he can't take other shapes. He just stretches like somebody from the Marvel universe.
Do you guys ever? Did you guys ever stretch out a Stretch Armstrong just a little too far?
Oh yeah.
What is that stuff inside
It's
there?
like, it was like maple syrup. It didn't really taste like maple syrup.
Maple syrup. I thought it was
You
like
taste it, Rob.
What?
You would.
it was like maple syrup and sand mixed together.
How
right?
many toys has Rob tasted? That's really the question.
That
I
is
like
a.
wine.
Can we reword that question?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like the way that.
Food. It's Rob's. It's a podcast. It's like a reminiscent view of Rob's childhood. It's called Food, Not Food.
Food, not food.
Hey, I will tell you that whatever, like the little, there were like the little spiky balls that like stretched on like a little, you put it like a little.
Not
finger
food.
Yeah, no, whatever was
Not
inside
food.
of those tasted really bad.
The spiders that you could throw at the wall and they would like climb down. I know they really look like cool gummies. Not food. Wax lips. Not food.
The stretchy hands.
Oh, Rob wants to debate that one.
But-
He's like, but why do they taste like cherries?
Yeah, why do they taste so good? You're supposed to put them in your mouth.
Chapstick tasted like cherries, Rob. Did you eat that?
You know, a candy I
Drink more
never.
wine.
So I never understood the point of the wax bottles with the liquid in them that was supposed to
bottles?
be candy.
Yeah.
I never.
back up.
Yeah, but like,
Coke bottle, the wax Coke bottles.
yeah, but what was the point?
You
You can drink Coke without breaking bottles.
you ate those too, didn't you?
You're not
You ate the
supposed to
wax.
eat the wax, are you?
No, Coke bottle gummies, you eat the whole thing. But the wax bottles, they had root beer and they had
It's
Coke.
like 5 of them in a row.
Yeah, they're like
It was,
squish,
it was
squishy,
straight Coke syrup inside.
squishy gum that went away after like a few minutes.
I think it's
I
because
always ate it, but I
did
kept
too.
getting told you're not supposed to.
And I looked at the person who kept telling me I'm not supposed to eat it and said, "You're wrong. These are tasty."
you guys ate the wax.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That completely answers every question I've had.
It's like peanuts. You eat the shell.
Depending on the peanut.
When they're dry
Depending
roasted and salted, or when they are boiled. Both ways.
Do you eat the sunflower shell?
Most times, no.
See?
But it's not. But it's
That's a double standard.
But it's more jagged than the peanut shell.
Mm-hmm. It's still a double standard.
Because
though.
the peanut shell, as big as it is, when it's roasted, you can grind up better.
Dry roasted or boiled?
Either way.
Well, boiled, absolutely you should eat the shell.
Or at least crush it. Like, get the best out of it. You can work that shell and boiled peanuts. Honestly, though, I'm with Rob. Roasted peanuts, what we used to do is you throw a handful and you have them trapped like a chaw before you even crack the shells. We used to eat peanuts like sunflower seeds, man. You don't eat them out of your hand.
And I could eat the seed on the sunflower seeds. I can eat the outer shell, but
but they're a little harder to digest.
and they don't break up as easy when you chew on them.
But I mean, I used to love just throwing like a fat pinch of sunflower seeds over here. Just
sure. So this wine, by the way, which we have just done everything we can tonight not to talk about what we're drinking.
I was busy drinking.
You were busy. I thought for a second he was sticking that to the table. I was what in the?
Sorry, I'm just taking some notes.
this wine's actually really good, though. I will say, I do really like this.
Yeah, and at the $16 price point for an entry level, I think it's great. Down the road, I wouldn't be surprised to see the upper tiers on our shelf as well.
Absolutely, and I'd love to try some of the upper tiers and see if this is the entry tier.
Yeah.
Upper tiers.
I'm really curious about what the upper tiers are.
Yeah.
In the
But,
upper tiers.
for like a $16 like really low level price point on a Sauvignon Blanc, like you're not gonna go wrong with this if you like Sauvignon Blanc. It's kind of a catch-all. That's the beautiful thing about the South African style.
It really is, yeah.
I mean, we're still in a South African wine boom too, because the shipping is tough from Europe still. We do still have not embargo, but we have tariffs happening with EU wine, especially France. And so this opened up this awareness to this boom of South African wine. Plus, as far as I know, I don't know that South Africa has yet lifted their.
I haven't heard either.
It's something to look into. I guess I could probably fact check that right now. I'd have to then look at date lines on the
Yeah. As far as I know, pineapple's still the biggest seller in South Africa.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be interesting when you have a local industry like wine production that really is a moneymaker in an area, and then you can't even like serve it locally, promote it locally. It's got to be an interesting hit on the market, because without gaining that local acquaintance,
it kind of makes me wonder. And I know the answer, but so when the U.S. did their prohibition, they wouldn't even let winemakers export.
That's right. No,
they had to. It almost killed the entire industry. They had to figure out ways to make grape juice that people could drink without it fermenting, or giving directions on how not to ferment it expressly on the bottle.
In hindsight, if they were gonna try to pull off prohibition, they should have waited for science to catch up. Nowadays, you can make grape juice without the possibility of fermentation. Back in the 20s, refrigeration was still kind of.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely. I forget, it was either you or one of the reps was telling us that they used to have directions on the bottle of how you don't want to do this so it doesn't ferment and become wine.
That was probably a combination of me and the rep, but yeah, they did actually legit sell packets of fruit juice. And
that's
things.
marketing.
And it said, make sure you don't do this and these steps, or else you'll get alcohol.
Add your bread yeast.
Which also, props to whoever thought up that idea.
Josh and I did that with white grape juice once. We just took one bottle of white grape juice and we put it with Red Star bread yeast.
Oh, yeah.
And we had hooch in 6 days.
I have a whole special culture of yeast that I've been working with and making hooch out of for, 3 years. It's just random things that have sugar in them. I just turn them into alcohol. And then they're not bad.
All right, guys. You think we might want to go back and do the ratings and maybe wrap this up here?
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
So, Dashboard Hula Girl from 26 Acres. Tropical Wheat Ale.
I'll start off unless you want to.
I thought I was already.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry.
Fair enough. All right.
Sorry if you want to go. I just thought,
Oh, it's all good. I'll defer.
I like this beer. I think at $4.75 it may be a little pricey. I do particularly enjoy though the tropical notes that come in on the sweet ale. I agree with Nick 100% when he said it. had a Belgian style quality to it as far as flavor profile and the nose. I think I'm going to give this guy a 1.25.
1.25.
I'll go 1.3. I liked it. And this is a category of beers that I'm not always going to be a huge fan of. Just almost verging on a little too sweet for me. Looked like it may have been a little bit wheat driven. So it's always a tough category. But actually, I enjoyed
You
it.
said wheat driven?
Yeah.
Well, it's listed as a tropical wheat ale.
Yeah. That's what led me to believe it was wheat driven. Looks like it. It says it on the label. So that's what I take
Just
under
wanted to
look.
make sure that you,
Things I read and see, generally indicated by my sense of look.
my sense of look. On that note, I've got a sense of look this blind eyes.
Rob really likes that one. They say look, listen, and what something I don't know. Anyways, I dug it. I thought it was just like cool, tasty, fun. It's not like this thing to take super cereal. It's just a fun beer to throw in the mix. It's not here to get you.
He said super cereal. I got that one too. I had a
Oast. Gotcha.
really good friend that I used to work with, and she always said, "Cereal?
Are
Super
you for cereal? Super cereal?
Not to mention South Park with like the global warming episode. I'm super cereal, guys. Al Gore talking about global warming. I'm cereal. Man Bear Pig is real.
He smashes himself through the ceiling on his skyjack.
I'm being cereal.
That's.
Yeah.
I just say 1.3, and then I'm just gonna leave it and pass it to Josh.
Cool. I'm gonna echo the 1.25 on this one. It tasted solid. It was really well made tropical wheat ale. I hate wheat beer.
And yet you picked it.
I know. But every now and then you have to pick something that just to maintain that objective viewpoint.
Okay.
From an objective viewpoint, it's a well-made wheat beer. My
I
subjective
think it was
side is
wheat-driven.
keeping me from rating it any higher. It was definitely very Belgian-y with the yeast and all that. I do think that it had that kind of pineapple upside down cake taste to it. I just like wheat beers aren't my thing. Like when I first started drinking craft beer, they were my thing. And they're honestly a really good starting point for getting into craft beer because there's just so many different flavors in a wheat ale than you would expect from beer if you've been raised on college parties that are nothing but Keystone, Busch, and Bud Light. And occasionally Miller Lite if people can afford it.
Ole.
Well, I do have a special place in my heart
Ole.
for 40s of malt liquor, but that's a story.
Everybody
for
thinks I'm
another
talking about Old E.
So I'm just gonna safely say 1.25. I mean, it's a well-made beer. If you like wheat ales and you like fruity wheat ales, you are gonna love this beer.
Cool. Awesome. Since I led off on the dashboard Hula, who wants to lead off on the Agave?
Agave is very tasty. It's a cool put together beer, and I feel like this is something I wait to see every year. I was kind of late to the party on the whole Agave thing, so basically my encountering this is with the podcast, and so now this is our third May in a row that we've tried the Agave.
Oh yeah.
We in years past we did it right around the 5th, but there's all kinds of days in May and celebrate them all. I guess what I like about this that I don't get with a lot of other Goza is
The desire to sleep.
oh god. Oh, sorry. There's a show going on. Yeah, it's a 9.7.
Seven, yeah.
This thing is basically a bottled up desire to take a siesta.
Okay, I can. That's a good little.
Like food. Yeah, I'd have this after I slam a couple street tacos, whether they have cows or pig stomach in them or not.
Really? Just a knock on the pig's stomach.
I didn't get some like resounding
Speaking of
awesomeness.
calso, just to throw this out there, Gene wanted me to.
I'll ruminate on this.
Gene wanted me to remind you that "Tripe Face Boogie" is an actual title to a Little Feat song.
Yes, it is actually. I think it's their way of saying they're not saying Chitlin Circuit.
Look, tripe is so much better than chitlins. There's no comparison.
All right, so Nick, back to your rating.
I don't know. Gene wins with that one.
But what does the Mas Agave get on your rating scale?
I've gone higher in the past. I'm not really able to like delineate batch from year to year at this point with this one. The grapefruit was fun. Kind of like reminded me of basically throwing like a Cointreau kicker on top of a Cadillac margarita. It just really brought it into that orange grapefruit citrus zone. So I'm going to say 1.6.
Okay.
Cool. Grapefruit Mas Agave. This year, honestly, it tasted, as far as my memory is concerned, which is not bad yet.
Tell that to your... I almost just got punched.
Oh, was it my eyes that
And he's not a violent man, people.
Oh, man. Yeah, you can throw punches with your eyes, too. No. We have definitely rated these Mas Agave beers multiple times over the years. And I'm probably going to have to default back to my rating that I always give these, just for the sheer flavor and quality of it and the way it goes down and the way it hits you when you drink two of them at like 9 a.m. on a Saturday. It's going to get a 2 from me.
All right.
2 thumbs up. Absolutely. It's just, we completely panned the Mas Agave seltzer last week.
Oh, yeah.
Was that last week?
2 weeks ago.
Unrateable.
Was that 2 weeks or last week?
I think I was the only one that rated it at point.
I'm pretty. I thought that was last week.
Maybe.
All the weeks blend together.
Yeah.
Regardless, this one.
Rob said it was a bigger tease than Junior Prom.
I don't want to think about that. Regardless, the flavor profile, it's just a really solid example of a style that doesn't exist, which is the Imperial Goza. So I can't rate it on a technical thing, but it's strong. It tastes good. It's exactly what it says it is on the bottle. It's good. So it's good. It gets a 2 from me.
All right. So that brings to me Mas Agave grapefruit Goza. I have to admit, I do like the lime better. I just, like you said, it brings out the margarita aspect more and more. But like Nick said, this is still very reminiscent of a margarita, only with the little grapefruit versus
it's a Cointreau kicker.
Yeah, it is. It's right there. Compared to the seltzer, this is like an entirely different planet. I mean, this is what they should be putting in Mas Agave labeled cans or bottles.
This is like your first college house party versus Junior Prom.
Why does it always go back to Junior Prom?
I don't know. I didn't have a Junior Prom, so I always just like to throw that in there. Why does that even exist?
I just dated older girls.
So that's how I feel about Mas Agave seltzer.
So here's
why does that
here's the
even
whole thing
exist?
and when I was in high school, the Junior Prom, the juniors are the ones who put on the prom for the seniors. So they got to go because they're the ones who got the location, decorated, blah, 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 blah. And, it was for the seniors, but they got to go.
I peaked in middle school, so this whole thing's lost on me.
Peaked in middle school. Anyway, back to the founders. This guy... I'm going to go there with Josh on this. I always love Mas Agave. It is just a fantastic Goza. It's an Imperial Goza. It's 9.7. It has all sorts of different stuff that you don't get in normal Gozas. And it's just like right in the world.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 2 as well.
A 2. A deuce.
Yep. So that's going to bring us to the wine. I think, Josh, you didn't start one off, so why don't you start us off?
I know I get to start this one off. I'm so excited. I get to go first for once. Sloppy.
All right, we'll take it back from you. Nick, why don't you start us off?
Cool. I'll give it a 1.5.
No.
Great terroir of South Africa.
No.
The white wine had remembrances of honey.
The petrol was great in this one.
Okay, Josh.
I am not seeding that one. No, honestly, Stellenbosch, I was impressed when we tried it at the wine tasting. South African white wine, quite awesome. I did see what you did there. Now, the petrol note's really cool. It's nice to have that note of grapefruit, note of minerality. $15 a bottle. You can't go wrong with this. I'm going to give it a solid
16.
$16 a bottle. You can't go wrong with this. I'm going to give it a solid 1.5.
Nick, do you want to echo Josh or do you want to...
I was going to introduce other Tony Stewart facts, but I'll skip what happened in 2004 at the Glen. Didn't get it on the Hula Girl from reports on Reddit. Listen, this wine was tasty. I liked things Josh said about the terroir of South Africa. I really do pick up this honey note coming out of like the tail end of the nose and then through the flavor. There's a lot less emphasis on fruit forward note of this white wine, as much as white wine is just pretty much a carrier of these very earth-like flavors. There is some flower blossom, there is some herbaceous tones, and yeah, you're not going to get out from behind the fact that this is definitely, wine is made from fruit, so yeah, it's got some juicy qualities, but there's so much more to this. They talk about petrol. There's probably other tones we could talk about in there. It's just very complex, and that's what I get, which is very fun. Given that it's just a $15 bottle? Is that what you said?
16.
It's totally a $15 bottle.
Okay.
Sounds like he just raised the price. I shouldn't like it so much. You guys get it cheaper.
It's
basic
set in water. I think it leaked.
It's. I'm gonna give it a 1.5. It's not like something truly amazing and life changing, and it doesn't have all the soft delicacies of like French, and it doesn't have just the pure juiciness and foot of New Zealand. But there's an intriguing quality, kind of like Chilean Sauvignon Blanc. This has a really intriguing quality that gets down to the dirt itself, and that minerality comes through. I really enjoy it. So yeah, it's a very positive 1.5 for me.
All right. So on this wine for me, I really do like South African wines in general. I like the complex variations that this has versus the French or the New Zealand styles where they go to extremes. You have an extreme New Zealand grapefruit. You have an extreme minerality from France. This kind of sits right in the pocket between the two. As an introductory level wine to this winery, I think this is a great little showing. Sauvignon Blanc is... I don't particularly necessarily think of it as that far south, but yet when you flip over, it's actually not that far south when you kind of get your hemispheres back, as far as your level of where things grow.
Is he talking about latitude?
Yeah.
Yes.
What are they, like 35 south?
I don't know exactly, but I think they're probably very reminiscent of other Sauvignon Blanc regions in the north. Probably, I would say close to...
Actually, Rob's got a point here that the tip of South Africa pretty much lines up with the region in Chile where we find the Sauvignon Blanc.
What about New Zealand?
And furthermore, yeah, it's perfectly in line with New Zealand. So that's just a simple view of the map. I'll zone in closer and see if I can like pick up what parallel we're actually talking about.
Yeah, see what parallel that runs with France and then California. But I really think this is a nice little showing from Stellenbosch, from South Africa in general. I'm going to go with a 1.6 just to reflect the actual pricing on it. But beyond that, 1.6, and I do like it. I think it's going to be.
I like his joke.
It's going to be a good seller here. I actually liked it enough when we tried it that I bought a full case, not just dip my toe into it. I thought that this would be a good seller for us. All right, so that brings us to the end of the tastings and the reviews and any of the other silly comments that we may or may not make from here on out on air tonight. I think Josh has something to remind us of.
Absolutely. If you guys are watching us on YouTube instead of watching us on Facebook Live, and also if you're watching us on Facebook Live, Rob likes brisket. So if you would kindly bring some brisket over the next couple of weeks here.
You've got to cook it like I do.
Yeah, you could bring raw brisket. Rob,
bring me raw brisket. I'll throw it on the grill for
absolutely,
about 12
yeah.
hours.
So Rob loves brisket. I like varietal meat. If you want to bring some weird organ meat here, I'll take that too.
Hey, and if you find cow cheeks, I'll take those too.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Baby briskets.
And Nick's actually a big fan of haggis. So if you could bring
Scottish
any of that,
to tell you,
yeah. Actually, he likes raw haggis, so he can cook it himself. So if you find any of those, please do bring them by the shop. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please do remember to look below the video and like, comment, and subscribe.
I keep waiting for the day when Ashley's like, there's something in the cooler for you. I don't know what it is. I don't think I want to know.
And as you can tell, we are all belchy tonight, so Beano is also accepted. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe below. We don't know what to say if you don't tell us how you're thinking. Chime in. If you're catching this on YouTube and you want to catch us on Facebook Live, chime in. Talk to us. Even if we don't know you, tell us who we are. Or not who we are, but who you are. And we'll take it from there.
Alrighty. And with that, Nick, say goodnight.
hey, good night, guys, and
That was good enough. See you later next week.
we'll see you next week.